Hey everyone, it's Angela here, Nerfenstein, and I thought I'd run through some games that I'm looking forward to trying later this year. Maybe you'll like them too. Starting with Wasteland Express Delivery Service. This is sort of Mad Max universe where you're delivering food and weapons to various settlements. I love the artwork in this one. It's kind of got a Borderlands feel. And apparently it will have a narrative that opens up as you play, sort of like a legacy game. So that sounds cool too. That's Wasteland Express Delivery Service. Next up, I've got The Seventh Continent. It's a choose your own adventure, which I like, and an exploration game. And it kind of reminded me of the computer game Myst. So that's all you need to know really. Those two things sell it to me straight away. I wish I'd backed it on Kickstarter, but I didn't. That's The Seventh Continent. Next up, we've got Dice Forge. As the name suggests, Dice Forge lets you forge your own dice, which is pretty cool. Comes with 8 6-sided dice, but it's got 96 faces that you can change on the dice, making them unique to you. Next up, we've got Flick 'em Up Dead of Winter. Flick 'em Up is a game sort of like Subudio, where you flick pieces and hit things on the table. And Dead of Winter's a zombie apocalypse game, so if you like both those and can see them smashed together, Flick 'em Up Dead of Winter is going to be right up your alley, as it is up mine. I've got both Flick 'em Up and Dead of Winter. I like them both, so a mashup of both sounds really cool. Friends, raise your goblets. Have you been poisoned? Oh dear, inconceivable. Raise Your Goblets looks like a fun family game. It comes with goblets and you play nobles with an agenda trying to poison your enemies. I really like the look of this one. It's really cute. You put wine, poison or antidote in the goblet and you can swap the goblets around while you're playing. And when your turn's over, you all do a toast. And if you've got more poison than antidote, you Joffrey at the table. It sounds awesome, and as you can see from the pictures, the components look really cool too. I think this will be a fun family game. That's Raise Your Goblets. Outlive is my next choice, and Outlive is due out at the end of March and is a post-apocalyptic survival game. Yes, another one. You gather resources, avoid enemies and threats, find other survivors to strengthen your own settlement. Sounds pretty cool, though I'll be honest, the main thing that drew me to Outlive is the artwork, because it reminded me of a game that I really liked on the Xbox called Enslaved Odyssey to the West. Instead of being all orange and sandy like most post-apocalyptic stuff, this one looks like it's all sort of beautiful and overgrown. So that looks really nice. That's Outlive. Next up, we've got Unlock. Comes to us from Time Stories creators Space Cowboys. And that's pretty much all that was needed to pique my interest, because I love Time Stories. Unlock sounds like it might be a sort of escape room meets Time Stories game, whatever the case I'm in. And it sounds like this will be scenarios like Time Stories as well. That's Unlock, the sort of escape room in a box, I guess. Rising 5 Runes of Astaroth is next up, and it looks like a really pretty exploration puzzle game. Of course, it's going to be beautiful because the artwork is by Vincent Dutrait, and I've got quite a few games that he's done and they're all really, really pretty. Rising 5 sounds right up my street. It's cooperative and I prefer them to competitive games, and it's also an adventure game that uses puzzles, so awesome. Can't wait for that one. That's Rising 5. Next up, it's Flatline, a sort of sequel to Fuse, which is a game I've mentioned in another video. I really like it. Flatline's set in the same universe and in fact the same ship as Fuse. In Fuse, you're trying to save the ship from exploding and various explosions are going off. And in Flatline, you're then dealing with the injuries that have been caused throughout the ship. So it's a sort of med bay type situation. Deal with them as fast as you can. Sounds really cool. I love Fuse. I think I like Flatline. Caravan the Spice Road and Caravan the Crystal Golem had a name change this week, becoming the Century Trilogy. Essentially, when Caravan got announced, it was said that it was going to be the same game, but you got to choose sort of what genre of game you want to play, which sounds really interesting. And now it seems we've got the choice of 3. So that's the Century Trilogy. Next up, Admiral of the Black, which comes with a 3D pirate ship. Sold! Seriously, this one looks really interesting. It's a real-time co-op game and it uses an hourglass mechanism that looks pretty innovative, I'm hoping anyway. Not to be confused with the 2012 deck builder of the same name. Admiral of the Black sounds like a fun family game and I'm looking forward to it. Looks really interesting. And last, but by no means least, on my wants list for 2017 comes Charterstone from Stonemaier Games. Charterstone's a village building game with a legacy aspect. I love that idea that you build your own village and those changes become permanent on the board through the use of stickers. And like Pandemic Legacy, you can still use the game afterwards, and you've sort of made your own village, your own altered game board. Sounds really cool. That's Charterstone from Stonemaier Games. Some really quick mentions to finish up. Any Time Story scenarios that release this year, obviously I'll be getting those. Starting with Expedition Endurance and Lumen Fide, I think that's how you say that. Pandemic Legacy Season 2, needless to say, high on my wants list. Loved the first one. So that is all of my wants/hopes for 2017. I did miss a lot of games in 2016. Potion Explosion, Captain Sonar, Dream Home, Clank, Junkart, Covert, looks fantastic, that's high on my wants. Kanagawa, The Capitals, Imhotep, Saloon Tycoon, and the list goes on. So many games releasing, it is really hard to keep up with them. But I'm going to do my best this year and try and play all these ones on my wants list. That was my 2017 wants/hopes to play for this year. What are you hoping to play in 2017? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know. Have an awesome gaming week, and thanks for watching. Nerfenstein out.